Soggy Nachos podcast. My name is John L. Got my man Charlie with me. Got my man Frank with me. And it's another year an idiot. The Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, we talked about this already, but like, I don't know what they was walking into this season with receiver-wise. I don't know what this was. Valdez, Scantling, Kadarius, Tony, Richie James, old Kelsey. I mean, it's actually kind of sad when you think about it, because originally you come into the season like, oh, they're the Chiefs. They just won a Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. But realistically, bro, I mean, this is sad patheticness, because we on this show champion pass catchers because they're huge. If you're in the NFL in 2023, you need pass catchers. It's no way around it. That being said, they don't have any that are good on that team. And it's like they're totally out of sync. They just got beat up by the Raiders. I didn't mince words. They don't even look like the same team of last year. And listen, y'all know how it is for me. It hurt me when I gotta kill somebody that you love. It hurts you when you gotta beat somebody that you love.
You turn up dead. I burn the leg. You my brother. I can't watch you die. So I turn my head.
You know, everybody knows I was a big Mahomes fan coming out of college. He was my QB1. But right now, got some questions. I got some questions, Mahomes. Not about the boy's talent. I mean, his talent is otherworldly. I don't know if there's been a quarterback better than him. But his leadership style, it's a little weird for me right now. Now, I'm not saying he can't do it or he can't be a good leader, but the reality is, right now, as of now, that nice guy, I'm everybody's friend thing he got going on, it just doesn't seem to be working. I mean, your receivers lining up offside, they're dropping passes. It's almost like when he complains about them doing something wrong, they're not even paying him no attention. It's like he's just crying. Like, that's what he kind of comes off like, and I don't like that from my best quarterback in the league, $500 million man. I mean, like I say, hate to say it, but it don't even seem like he got his little brother and wife under control. No shade, but that's just what it looked like from my perspective. I mean, I understand that he's great and his talent maybe puts him in the position where his leadership skills don't have to be as great as other quarterbacks that we know about. But the reality is, right now, why they're looking all out of sync like this, like I thought he was even screaming and yelling at his offensive line. It didn't look like a general. It didn't look like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he leads by example with his amazing skill set, but I do have questions. That being said, it's not his fault. It's just an observation at this point now that the Chiefs have put him in this idiotic position. So that's my take on it, man.
Look, anybody, I'm not going to name anybody on the podcast, but anybody that thinks Pat Mahomes needs to be questioned is my idiot for this week. And the Kansas City Chiefs. Not Pat Mahomes, but the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
because Pat Mahomes, anybody attacking Pat Mahomes at this time, where clearly everything else is the problem. Like, he can't catch the football for himself. He can't force the receivers to run the right routes. He has the worst talent that he's had in his career, and he has the worst coaching staff. Because if you ask me, there is a huge drop-off between Eric Bieniemy and Matt Nagy. Okay, Matt Nagy is discussed. They had these problems, these same offensive woes they had every year of his career in Chicago. And now that Eric Bieniemy is gone from Kansas City, they have some of the highest penalty rates on offense. And you know who does it? Because I was curious when I heard someone talk about good cop, bad cop. It looks like the Chiefs are missing their bad cop, and Pat Mahomes has always been the good cop. Pat Mahomes don't know how to be a bad cop. That's not who he is. But I look at, the reports early in the season when Washington receivers were saying, oh, man, Eric Bieniemy's too tough.
He was asked about how players have adjusted to Bieniemy's intensity. This was something that they knew was going to be an adjustment for at least a handful of players in that offense. He's harping on the details all the time. And whether it's running a certain route, whether it's not getting out of the huddle fast enough, whether it's whatever it is.
And then you look at what the results are. That bad cop has one of the lowest penalized offenses in the league, while Kansas City can't get anything right. The secret sauce looks like Eric B is missing. Because if you ask me, objectively, their receivers might actually be better, not tight end. Their receivers might be better than they were last year. I think Rashee Rice is upgraded over Juju Smith-Schuster. But I think Travis Kelce is a huge downgrade from Travis Kelce.
We call him
Last
Old
year.
Vis Kelsey. We call him Old Vis.
Old Vince Kelsey. No, we call him the married man. We call
I
him
mean,
Romeo.
you can talk about.
Don't you
Yeah,
see
you
that
see,
song?
Romo said he got married.
Take
Romo called
me
Yeah,
him
he
his
married.
wife.
Yeah. I saw that actually.
Get him off the
I
field.
I
Travis
saw that.
Kelce went from like 99 in our imaginary Madden grades to like 87 this year. I mean, he's still a good tight end, but he's not Travis Kelce. He's not the person you can build your entire offense around anymore. He's not that guy anymore.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
when people
Charlie, he's
start pointing
34
at Pat
and
and
Caucasian.
people start pointing fingers at Pat Mahomes, I take it personal because he has the worst supporting cast that he's ever had. The worst tight end he's had. He has bad weapons, and his offensive coordinator don't know how to get things together. So if Pat needs to step up, I don't know what else he can do.
I'm hard on people I love, but go ahead, Frank.
So I mean, yes, I mean it goes without saying how idiotic they are, and I'm gonna touch on that, and a little curveball here because of Charlie, because he loves to do stuff that annoys me. Here's the thing, right? Like Kansas City, like really thought that they could get away with this.
He got away with it, but he ain't get away with it.
And it's actually quite disrespectful to themselves, to Pat Mahomes, and to us for them to think that they could really get away with this. For all the reasons you mentioned, when you look at their receiving core, when you look at the pieces that they don't have, it is crazy that they came into the season like this. It is crazy. It's downright insane. You see Pat trying to compensate for having no rhythm with anybody on offense. Travis Kelce is 34. And we just highlighted, y'all keep talking about, the Taylor. I don't think Taylor Swift has anything to do with Travis Kelce's problems. I think a 34-year-old tight end that has no outside help and is clearly the focal point of your offense is going to struggle. Like, I don't care who you are, especially when it's Caucasian. I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but it is what it is, bro. Like, he is 34. He's 34. Let's stop playing games. Let's stop playing games. This is football. So you bring all those factors in, and then let's tie this back in, because I wouldn't have really had any problem with us, brushing up or like saying, hey, Pat Mahomes has to play a little better. But Charlie tried to absolve him of any kind of responsibility. And for that, Charlie, you are an idiot. And maybe Pat deserves more of this idiot than we're giving him credit for. There was a play in that game against the Raiders where, and I'm listening, and it's like, there's a play in it where, and Pat tries to make a pass, but there was a clear lane for him to run. And while I understood what he was thinking about doing, Pat, you already know that you're not on the same page with these young guys and things aren't clicking. So why do you think this is magically going to work, or he's magically going to see what you want to do? What you need to be doing is putting this team on your back and maybe using your legs a little bit more than you probably would need to, as he was early on the season, using when you have these clear lanes that you're going to get because defenses respect who you are so much that there's no spy. You're able to there's 5-10 yard running lanes. You can get first down. You have to put this team on your back. It has to be you. So when you said you don't want to blame him and it's not his fault, I get it. He's the best quarterback in the league and it's not even close. But at some point in time, there might not necessarily be leadership style. It might just be what it is that you're doing, right? Because he can still lead by example. And that example can be like, I am leaving it all out here on the field and I'm going to do everything that it takes and put this team on my back and show you guys what it takes to get this done. Because there's more that he can do on his end, not just throw up my hand. And be like, well, it's not working, I'm just
Frank. So the whole scrambling thing, he has been running because
I know, I
of
said
that.
that.
And this past game, he got beat up. Pat just doesn't miss games. Y'all talk about running quarterbacks all the time. The more he has been having to run, he's gotten more nicks and bruises. And he was nicked up this game. And so that running lane for a healthy Pat, he probably takes it. But he doesn't. He's been putting the team on his back, taking these nicks, taking these bruises, taking these hits. And I don't think he had it last game. You could see him hobbling around when he was trying to scramble. It's a lot.
But look, all right. So Frank, correct me if I'm wrong. What I took from what Frank said is not necessarily that he should have ran or anything. It's you can't absolve him all the way across around the board, because if you're not going to, sometimes you got kicked. Sometimes these receivers, Sometimes these receivers have to get kicked in the rear end, like figuratively. They do. And if you're not going to do that and you're still going to try to have them make extra special plays for you, like, so we can't criticize his leadership skills because that's not who he is. Then we can't criticize what he does in the absence of, like, listen, Pat is good, but like, come on, bro. Like, I know, like, let me ask you this, Charlie. What do you think about, like, even like I said, we always kind of criticize Stephen A. Smith for his lack of football knowledge, right? But he's good for stuff like this, which is when he said he believes Pat needs to call his receivers out publicly.
Do you feel like it's time for Mahomes to publicly call out his receivers?
Yes, I do. Enough's enough of constantly talking about something else other than where the real problem lies. At some point in time, it's about, this is where we got to fix, because if we fix this, we don't have these problems. You can be nice about it, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be truculent and all of that about it. There have been too many instances where Patrick Mahomes has covered for his receivers, has gone up there and he has said the politically correct thing, the diplomatic thing.
And like I say, I'm not necessarily saying that he needs to do that, but I understand the sentiment. It's like you have to step up your leadership in some department because y'all look crazy right now, and you crying and screaming at the referees and then giving like these motivational speeches to your offensive line that doesn't even look like nothing. It's like I don't look at Mahomes as like, and I never had to look at it before because he was just killing and nothing was wrong. But now it's like, dog, are you gonna talk to somebody? Are you going to make Kadarius Toney look at the ref next time he lines up off sides, or are you going to cry to the ref and talk about how bad the ref is? Like, you can't act like these are not questions, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Look, it's outside of his leadership style. It's outside of his personality.
Okay,
I can't tell the man how to do his things, but to put blame of like these, and the thing is, this is why I keep saying, hold on, this is why I say the Kansas City Chiefs that I give an idiot, because Kadarius Toney, this is who he is as a player. His entire career is a lackadaisical, not paying attention. I dropped the football. He's a rapper. He dropped the album this year. Like, this is who Kadarius has always been. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, this is who he has always been. This is why I'm putting it on the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, it's not like he has good players that are out
we're not absolving them. We're not absolving them.
Charlie, you're the biggest Brady.
Mahomes just yells at him once or
twice. Charlie, you're the biggest Brady.
You're simplifying it. Maybe he's not feeling the leadership.
Charlie, you're missing it. You're the biggest Brady fan, like we know. And it's like, you think they would be doing those things with Brady? Like,
Brady would not have. Brady would have gotten them off the team by now. He would have stopped.
That's cap. Brady had worse receivers, bro.
No, he didn't. They were where they were supposed to be.
Listen. It's more than one way to skin the cat. I ain't saying he got to yell at him, but he can do something different than what he's been doing.
And this is why, and you're right. That's what my whole point is. It's like, with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Facts.
It's it out here. When you are Pat in some element, you either have to do more, find ways to do more, or lead better. Like, you got to do something. You can't just.
What I'm saying is the Chiefs look like this, and we can't absolve one Pat Mahomes. The whole team looks bad, but it's like you don't want him to get none of the blame. You want to give.
To be quite honest with you, that statement is wrong. So, hold on. By the way, hold on. By the way, to be quite honest with you, Nell said that the whole team looks bad. You know what's funny is that's not even true. Their defense is pretty.
Right, I'm talking about. You're right. It's the offense. It's the passing game. The passing game.
Right. And you can't. Pat Mahomes' quarterback team can't score 20 points. Can't get better than 20 points against the Raiders.
Get your receivers together, bro. I seen that he bought go-karts for all his offensive line or something. He need to do the same thing with receivers. Take them out for burgers. Like, look, y'all got to start catching these passes, bro. Or I'm gonna make sure. I don't know what he needs to do. I'm not the one who got to have $1 billion. Okay,
look,
I'm broke. He got.
I want another team and every team to understand this. Matt Nagy is never the answer.
Facts, and we can end on that note.
Great note to leave it on. That's a great note. Great note to leave it on.
Facts. Anyways, this is Soggy Nachos Podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tell somebody about us.
Please.